Hi gang, here's a Stratocaster body I've been dragging around for 35 years, and you may wonder, how does a Stratocaster get orphaned like that? Well, here's how. Now that's a good looking and quiet Stratocaster right there with those carbon pickups in that DiMarzio body. But it's this guy's turn now, and I think where we'll start is by returning it to its original color, which you can see inside of the cavities there, Olympic white. Well, there you go. That's much better. Now the next project is going to be to make it noise free. Now I'm not going to orphan this guy's original vintage pickups by using any of the noiseless single coil Strat wannabes. I've already been that route. Now there's a company out in California called Illich Electronics. They have developed a noise canceling system for single coil pickup guitars. They utilize the same technology as noiseless single coils by capturing a negative copy of the noise signal and then applying it to the positive noise signal that the pickups are picking up. A positive noise added to a negative noise equals zero noise. Now where the noiseless single coil folks and the humbucker folks as well get into trouble with their designs is the pickup that's picking up the negative noise signal, or the coil that's picking the negative noise signal up in their design, matches the impedance of the one that they're silencing, and so that causes a tone change because the impedances are matched. The Illich system's noise receiving coil has a completely different impedance than the pickups of the guitar, so there's no tone change, just noise canceling. Now there's three different ways that you can get the system put in your guitar. One of them is on the back plate, the other one is in the pick guard, and the third one is to put the coil in your body itself. A lot of folks are using these backplate noise canceling systems. They have some advantage to them in that you don't have to change out your pick guard. My problem is I like the back of my guitar to look like this. So that leaves me with pick guards to look at. I have another problem in that they only offer black, mint, and white. And those aren't the colors that I want to put on this guitar. Now Illich can cut your pick guards. If you have one that you want to keep with the guitar, you can send it to them and they'll cut it for you. Put a coil in it. This is what I'd like to put on there, but Illich doesn't cut tortoise pick guards because their routing machine discolors the thing, and you can see the trench that they cut in there for the coil to go in. So they don't cut these. So my last option is the LCNS, large coil noise canceling system. So let's get this thing in there. Illich has a printable version of the dimensions of the cut that you can download and print out, but I didn't have one of those, so I just sketched it. Now I just want to make sure that this works with my coil and that I have enough room for the volume pot there. I want to check the dimensions. So I tape a piece of paper on there, and then I'm going to copy the cut and some other information from the body to that sheet of paper. Next, I'm going to move the piece of paper to a board and drive some nails in it so that I can trial fit my coil and see how it fits. Alright, got the coil in there and it looks good. I'm still concerned though about that volume pot fitting. Now I'm going to align the pick guard with the template by driving nails in the holes that I had marked earlier from the guitar body. Now I can copy more information from the pick guard to the template. Now I'm going to cut the router template out of some light ply. Next I'll trim that paper template and get that taped to the light ply. Before I can cut the router template, I need to know the dimensions of the router from the outside of the fence to the center of the shaft. I'll be using a Dremel tool with a router attachment and a RotoZip 1/8 inch bit. First thing I'll do is establish my straight lines by getting on the ends of the radiuses and making a mark, and then attaching them with a straight edge. In order to draw out the template's radius, you just put slash marks in the radius on the paper template and move your compass from point to point, and it'll get the radiuses. Then cut your template out. Now drive some nails where the screw holes for the pickups go, so that you can set your pick guard on there and align the pick guard to the template. Mark and drill the holes that fall out on the router template so that the template can be screwed to the body for the cut. Next, take your body and tape it up with some blue tape, and locate your pick guard holes with a probe, and then get your template mounted onto the guitar body. When I started this cut, I was thinking the Dremel tool may have a little trouble cutting this, and I took and made a little cut at a time and made several passes, and that's totally unnecessary. You can just go ahead and set for the full plunge, which is about 1/8 of an inch deeper than the width of the coil. Make the cut clockwise and your Dremel tool will stay tight against your template. If you go the other direction, it'll pull away from your template. A vacuum is handy for the next job. Alright, try to fit the coil in. Let's see what we've got. Alright, good deal. Now you can see, if you look at the top of that cut there, what happens when you go the wrong direction with the Dremel tool. Two of these pick guard holes are uncomfortably close to the coil, so I took a guitar pick and glued it in between the coil and the guitar body to keep from getting a screw down in the coil there. Illich calls this little guy a PCB. That's the adjuster to adjust your noise out. I plan on putting that guy under the guitar jack, so I've got some foam in there and I've drilled a hole for the wires. So the next operation will be to wire it up. Okay, the PCB wiring goes as follows. Green goes to ground on the volume pot. White goes to the neck ground from the pickup. And orange goes to the mid pickup's ground. Blue to the bridge pickup's ground. The red goes to the red on the pick guard, and the yellow goes to the yellow on the pick guard. If in the end you don't get noise canceling, you may have to switch the red and the yellow wire and change the polarity of your coil, because one has to be negative and the pickups have to be positive, or they have to be opposite of each other in order to get noise canceling. I'm getting close here. Now, if you're from England, you would probably say the job is fiddling, but you can do it if you're handy. I found it easiest to mount the pickups first in the pick guard, and you have to leave the controls off the pick guard because they run under the coil there. So I mounted the pickups on the pick guard and then flipped the pick guard over and mounted the controls into the pick guard. It's not a bad idea to shield your control box with some copper tape before you start putting all this stuff in there. The noise canceling system is catching the noise that the pickups are receiving, and not necessarily the noise that all the rest of the wires and components inside that control box are catching. Well, there we go. I think I've got it. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Hi gang, this is the 674 Stratocaster I've been working on, and I've got the Illich system installed, and we're going to set the the pots on it. Now they're set at fully clockwise. So we're going to start setting them now so that you can hear it. And I'm going to make it so you can hear it good. I'm going to put a distortion pedal in there. Oh, I think you can hear that, huh? Got it set on the treble pickup. Okay. Now it says to move to the 4 position. There's our sound back again. And I'm fully clockwise. I'm going to move it counterclockwise until we get the sweet spot. Well, what do you think about that? Is that a Quiet Stratocaster or what? Got a distortion pedal turned in. It's loud. No effect on the sound of the guitar. Just got rid of the noise. Gotta love it.